This is a Loobman AB Dynamic motorcycle chain oiler, which we're going to fit to this this motorcycle. I've cleaned the sprocket. I've given the swinging arm a bit of a clean here, because the thing will run on the sides of the sprocket, the delivery head, and if it's covered in residue, the delivery head will stick to that. So I'm going to start by taking the support. This is the delivery support. So I'm going to fit this to the swinging arm. I pulled it out to the width of the swinging arm, and I'm going to fit the cable tie to it. Now what I want to do is for the cable tie to come over there and end up here at the edge of the swinging arm. So if I take that as my point there, and then I'll go over that piece of wire there, and then under there, over and under. So you can see that goes through like that. And now that will fit there. So now I want to shape the wire, so that will go out that way and that way, and that should line up with the sprocket. There we are. So now I'm going to bend this wire out to take the delivery head. And the delivery head will go on here, through that small hole there, and put the tube into the delivery head. Take one small tie, that will go around there. There we are, that's the delivery head. I see this is coming apart slightly, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add an extra safety feature here. I'm going to tie the arms together on this delivery head. This will prevent them ever separating, because they can separate occasionally. There we are. Just trim those off. Now this tie, I'm going to cut the end off, tighten it up there, and cut that. And now taking this piece, I'll cut it in half. So there it is. That's the delivery head assembled and ready to be fitted on the sprocket. The sprocket will run through here, and I'm going to put this into position on the sprocket, and the hole in the tube is going to go here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn a hole in the tube here. So I'm going to take this spike and I'm going to heat it up in this flame. Now I'm using this flame in my workshop, but you could just as easily use a gas cooker in your mum's kitchen, or cigarette lighter, possibly even a match. All you need is something hot and maybe even a safety pin. Just don't burn your fingers on it. Now I'm going to burn the hole here. There we are, and there's the hole burned in the top of the tube. So here we are back at the motorcycle, and I'm just going to put this onto the bike. And I'm fixing the cable tie And I'm pushing these ties through so that they actually make contact with the sprocket. There we are. They're touching nicely. Now I have to make sure that the wheel will turn in both directions. That should be fine, yes. However, at this point, it still might be worth applying a little drop of oil to the tips of these ties, just to prevent the residue causing them to stick, because they really need to run smoothly. And you can see that at the moment, the delivery head is being moved by the sprocket. This oil should run down the arms onto the delivery, and that should actually prevent it from sticking on the sprocket. This is just for this moment as it's being fitted. Because as you can see, it's moving with the sprocket, and we don't really want it to do that. So little more on that arm. And eventually it will clean the sprocket, and then it'll run quite freely. There we are. A lot less movement there now. Okay, so now I'm going to tie this tube down. First of all, initially I'll tie it back to the wire here. Making sure that it runs downwards all the way. And now what I want to do is ensure that this hole is at the top of this kind of high spot. So I'm putting a cable tie around there and tying it down, making sure that it stays at the top. And there is the vent hole, the air vent hole, right at the top. So this is the tube, and we're going to mount the tube onto this this frame member here. I'm going to remove this panel here, just the undo that, slip the tube under there, push the panel back into place. We're going past the petrol tap. I might tie that into the petrol tap there. And I'm going to tie the tube to the wiring harness. And now I'm going to lead it onto the fork leg here. I'm going to tie it to the fork leg. Make sure that we've got enough slack there. Right, now this is the triangle bracket, so I'm going to chop the back off this. And this leaves me with this bit here, which I can then attach to the bottle. So I'm putting this cable tie around the bottle. So now I fitted two ties. They're tied loosely because I may still want to adjust. So I put another tie through here to go the other direction, and this will go around the fork leg. So I want two of those. There's the second one there. And now I can fit this to the bike. Again, I must make sure that the bars will turn. Yes, they'll turn fine. What I'm going to do is take a small tie and put it through here. And now I can use the small tie to hold the tube, fit the tube on the bottle. Okay, so right, that's the so it's all connected up now. That's the bottle nicely in place there, the tube running through here and on down to the swinging arm. Now we're going to fill this up with oil and that should be ready to go. I filled this bottle with oil now, so I'm just replacing the cap here and I'm going to press the button, and as you can see the oil is going down the tube. Okay, so the oil has now reached the swinging arm and we can see that it's gone past the trap. So we're running it past the, this is the final trap, so it's gone past the vent hole and it's running down towards the sprocket. So now we release it and you can see that we get a bubble here and the trap allows air in, so this oil now continues to go down onto the sprocket. So I'm pressing the button and the oil is running down past the trap, down through the final trap and past the vent here. So it goes down here. So now when I release the button, air goes into the vent hole and that little drop of the oil in the catch tube runs down there onto the sprocket. So you can see it coming out on the side of the sprocket. Thanks for watching.